Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and one of the most common questions I get on my streams and anytime I play PokeMMO is, hey Patrouski, when are you gonna finally finish your Pokedex? You know, you're only at 462 COD OT out of 603. You've been playing this game for, how long? 6,000 or so hours? 6,000 hours and no Pokedex completion? Keck W, Omega Lol. You guys know the drill. You guys know how Twitch chat can be. So today is finally a day where I will at least work towards progress on completing that Pokedex. I might even be able to complete the Kanto Pokedex just in today's video. Now, I'm not going to lie, a lot of completing this Pokedex is just going to be getting the base form of the Pokemon in my OT form and just evolving them and gaining XP. A lot of this is just going to be XP training, but there is a really optimal way to do this, and I'm going to show you guys that here today. So if you're someone who's in a similar spot to me and you want to work towards Pokedex completion, hopefully this video can actually help you out on how to do it efficiently. So first things first, Charizard actually makes a really good example for me. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. If I already have an OT caught Charmander, all that I have to do is buy a Charmander and buy a breeder for him off the GTL, rebreed them into a Charmander, and since I already have it caught OT, it will come out my OT, and then once I have that, I can just go ahead and XP train it up to a Charizard. So all I gotta do is breed a quick Charmander. And I'm essentially going to be doing that for a couple different Pokemon. I'm going to be prepping a bunch of bred Pokemon to put into my box 1, and then I'll pop an XP Charm and do an hour or so of actual XP training. Now, I could just grab any cheap Charmander on the GTL and any cheap Ditto and just kind of get the breed done with, but in my opinion, it's a lot more fun if we actually try to make something of it. So I'm going to buy this Charmander with pretty good stats for the price at around 6k for this. I'll also grab a nice Ditto. 18k is a little more than I wanted to pay for this Ditto, but honestly, it also has 20 attack, and being able to high roll that and have a mixed Charizard, you know what? I'll happily take that. This breed's honestly costing me quite a bit of Pokeyen, but honestly, I don't even care. This is very much a for fun video. Next up, I need a Metapod or Caterpie to evolve into Butterfree, which should be really quick and is only level 10. Now, in my luck, it seems like a Butterfree Alpha actually just happened, so you know what? Let's just go ahead and do an Alpha breed. 30k for this incredibly IV'd Butterfree, and all it needs is nature. I couldn't ask for anything better. And I even found a super cheap perfect breeder for it at only 32k. That was incredible. Wow, the funniest thing about this breed, I don't even have to brace anything on the Butterfree. I just get to let everything roll and just Everstone the Modest Nature on the Drapion. This is a really cool breed to look at. Always make sure to not be a goofball and put your flame body Pokemon in the lead of your party, unlike I did for the first bit of that egg. Next up, we need a Beedrill as well. Gonna pick up this super nice Kakuna for 5k. Found a matching Ditto for him for only 10k, which is really cheap. Our Charmander hatched, we can go ahead and check that. It came out Hasty Nature, which is honestly, I'm not too upset about it. Didn't get that high roll on the attack, but this is a really cool Charmander. Let's go ahead and throw him in box 1 and we'll level him up later. Now remember, if you're just trying to complete your Pokedex, you definitely don't have to make good IV breeds like I'm doing. This definitely adds a lot of complication to it, but it also makes things a lot more interesting and a lot more fun in my opinion. We've got 2 eggs hatching, Charmander in the PC. Let's move on to the next Pokemon. So you basically just go down your list until you see a blue squared Pokemon. Next up is Pidgeotto. Now to spice things up for the Pidgeot entry, I'm going to go ahead and go catch a wild Pidgeotto. Okay, here I am catching the Pidgeotto, hoping for decent IVs. 2 Pokeballs, easy peasy. Adamant Nature, that's a good sign, but the IVs are trash. That's okay, once again, we literally only bought him just to probably give him an XP candy. I guess we'll save him to level, so we're popping an XP charm anyway, so let's go ahead and get back to breeding. My Weedle and my Caterpie actually both hatched as well. Alright, next up we have Fearow, which is another one that I'm probably just going to go ahead and catch in the wild, since it's a pretty common Pokemon to encounter. Alright, only 2 encounters at Cape Brink, which is on Island 2 in Kanto. Found myself a quick Fearow. Alright, Fearow got caught. Let's check the IVs. Wow, honest. Whoa, 164. That's incredible. We can just go ahead and sell that and make some quick profit. Just to quickly show you guys that Fearow is now caught OT in my Pokedex before I sell it off for profit. And the most comparable listing is a Noctowl that's alpha, but it's alpha plus it has better stats plus it's 2 times 31, so mine's really not comparable. I'm probably just going to do half of that. It feels crazy to list this thing for only 15k because it's such good IVs, but I think that's just the current state of the economy with how things are. Not that it's super bad, but 1 times 31 green number just isn't as valuable as multi-green number. You know what? That's okay. We'll go ahead and list it off for 15k. Seems kind of crazy, but you know what? There's a lot of flying alpha types egg group out there as well. All right, next up we have Raichu. For this, we simply need a OT Dex Pikachu, and then we just Thunderstone it, right? Yeah, Thunderstone quickly into Raichu. That should be super easy. Now, I could go to the power plant and just go quickly catch a Pikachu, but honestly, I'm feeling lazy on this one. This is probably going to be one of the few ones where I just breed a really terrible no IV Pikachu just to get it done with. Just gonna breed Pikachu with this Sand Hippo, get that breed out of the way, get it pumped out as a Pichu. I will have to evolve that into a Pikachu. Honestly, it's kind of annoying, but not really a big deal. We'll figure it out. And I really want to have some eggs hatching as well, where it feels like I'm actually making progress while I'm catching other Pokemon. I want to always have eggs in my inventory, so I'm doing something alongside hatching wild Pokemon. Okay, next up is actually kind of a weird one for me. I'm going to buy the cheapest ones for this possible just to test it. I don't know if Clefable turns into Clef when it's bred, or if you have to use an actual incense for that. We're going to test because essentially I need an OT Clefable and I need an OT Cleffa. But I have Clefairy. But I have to go catch one maybe. I want to do both in one. Now, I'm really focusing just on Kanto today, but if I'm doing this anyway, I don't really mind doing the baby form. So I'm going to buy a really cheap Clefable. I'm going to buy a really cheap breeder for it and see what it comes out as. Okay, I've got my 2 Pokemon. Let's check with the daycare man and show me, is it a Cleffa? Yeah, it is a Cleffa, and it wouldn't come out my OT. So I'm glad I tested that. That means I do have to go catch a Clefairy in the wild and then breed that down into a Cleffa and then evolve it up to a Clefable. Or I could evolve it up to a Clefable first and then breed it down to a Cleffa. That's probably more efficient. Either way, I do find myself going to have to go catch a wild Clefairy, which I'm just going to go ahead and head over to Mount Moon since it's the area I know the best. Okay, it's taken me so long to find a Clefairy that I'm actually going to go ahead and just pop a normal lure and try to also find a Clefable, since I believe Clefable also has a lure encounter here at Mount Moon, which I double checked in the Pokedex. All right, here we go. We finally got the Clefairy encounter. It's in a double battle, which is funny, but that counts. That's all I need. All right, Clefairy caught. Let's go ahead and check the IVs. Brave Nature, 31 special attack. You know what? It's something. I'll take it. Now, that can actually be instantly evolved via a Moonstone. Do I really not have a single Moonstone? Wow. Okay, those are super cheap to buy on the GTL. Okay, Moonstone acquired, 4,500 yen. And here's the evolution. You love to see it. Clefable acquired, Pokedex entry completed. Let's go ahead and breed this back down to a Cleffa now. Finding a cheap breeder for this Clefable is actually proving pretty difficult, and you know what? This video isn't like anything crazy. It's kind of like a fun little meme, so you know what? I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna pay for the 22k Roselia. Not really worth it, but I'm not here to worry about that. I'm here to actually complete my Pokedex. And here's the Cleffa coming out, Patrouski OT, 2 times 31. Let's go ahead and breed that up. Hello, what's up, Fairy Joes? And then on to the Pichu, which is going to be a happiness evo. I'm going to head over to Pallet Town and actually abuse that you're able to talk to Gary Oak's sister once per IRL day, and she'll actually groom a Pokemon of yours, and it'll increase its happiness quite a bit. If you don't know, we can go ahead and watch it go from like 20% all up to like 57% or so, 49%. We'll take it. And then from that point onward, I'll just XP train it up to a Pikachu and then Lightning Stone it afterwards. So that is ready to be go ahead and thrown into the box as well. These are all ready to be XP trained. Next Pokemon in the Pokedex. Let's see what it is. We have, all these are green, a whole green row. We haven't seen that in a while. Go over here. We see Mankey and Primeape. So this is a perfect example of something that I actually don't have either of them caught OT. So I just have to go ahead and go catch me a Mankey. Now Mankey is common at Route 22, so it should be pretty easy to find one pretty quickly. All right, finally got the monkey himself. Time to catch myself. Okay, well, he actually coveted and stole my Toxic Orb, so I have to go for the Pokeball now and hopefully catch him. Thankfully, he is level 3, so it shouldn't be too hard. And there we go. We got ahead and caught the Mankey monkey guy himself. And he still has my Poison Orb on him, so let me grab that. Adamant Nature is really good, and a 31 defense IV. I feel like I'm getting pretty lucky on these IV catches. And I can go ahead and put that in my first box, because that is ready to be leveled. Okay, and my Cleffa hatch. Now, I don't need to really level this up for my Pokedex, but I should level it up at some point, at least into a Clefairy, to be able to actually evolve it, to have it be a breedable species so I can sell it off. Also, the Fearow we listed earlier actually already sold, which is awesome. All right, moving on. We have the Mankey to evolve for later. We need an OT Growlithe, funnily enough. I don't have any of those. Interesting. Okay, so we can get it as a horde in that location, horde there. I'm probably just going to go for the uncommon encounter. It's not too big of a deal, and I don't mind doing single encounters right now. Actually, if it is day/morning, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head over to Route 8 and just do a horde that way. That should be super easy. So Route 8 is going to be to the left of Lavender Town or to the east of Saffron City. It should be right here in this location. I just want to go ahead and pop a sweet scent. And there we go. Bam. First horde, 3 Growlithe. Now I'm going to go ahead and catch the one in the middle, the highest level one, level 17. It doesn't really matter, but it's kind of fun. All right, go ahead and caught that. Good luck to Juice, who I assume is here actually shiny hunting Growlithe. That would be my best guess, so big good luck to them. Caught that Growlithe, added that to the OT Pokedex entry. Let's go ahead and see. Beautiful, nice and green. Now moving on, I need a Poliwhirl and a Poliwrath. Now Poliwrath is a Waterstone evolution, so I do need to catch a Poliwhirl, which I believe is, yeah, pretty common in a lot of locations. Cape Brink Super Rod is very common. Let's go check that out. Or even 4 Island. All right, there's the Poliwhirl encounter. I can go ahead and catch it, give it a Waterstone, and bam, I'll be done with the Poly line. All right, there we go. It took a decent amount of encounters. I actually kept encountering so many Wags, but not any Whirls. But now, after I use this Waterstone, I'll have Wags, Whirls, and Wraths. And there we go, the Poly line complete. All right, the progress is coming pretty fast, in my opinion. Let's see what we have next. We still have that Mankey to level. We're good up until Alakazam. Now, Alakazam should be a really easy one. I'm pretty sure I have tons of Kadabras. Yeah, I have so many Kadabras. I just need to trade Evo 1 that has my OT. Do any of them have my OT? No, that's the real question. Okay, wow. I really thought at least one of these would have my OT. Okay, this one does. Whew. Okay, so, okay, that's perfect. What I can do is go ahead, evolve this Abra into a Kadabra, and then trade Evo it. I'll put that over to box 1. There we go. I was really worried there for a second. I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal. I have to go, like, breed or catch an Abra, but I have so many that I use for Synchronize, but most of them I bought off the GTL. All right, next up is Machamp, which is kind of the same thing where I need a Machoke OT, which I do have. Let's see. I really doubt I have any of these in my boxes. I actually used to have a Machoke competitive Pokemon, hilariously enough, because he used to be NU back in the day. How things have changed. But it looks like I will be needing that Machoke, so let's go ahead and see where I can go ahead and catch it in the wild. Acuity, Lakefront, Mount Coronet, Sinnoh locations, lame. I might just go hoard it somewhere really quickly. Mount Ember in a cave. Actually, I think I'm going to be extra lazy and honestly just breed it. But the reason being, I think I might be able to make some decent profit on a breed. Machamp is in UU right now. Ever since it got access to sort of kind of being a mini Conkeldurr, I believe it got access to, I think, Drain Punch and Mach Punch on a certain update. It's been a really, really good budget Conkeldurr in NU. All right, this is a perfect Machoke. Look at this. This is crazy. It's even Brave Nature. This is actually so good. 25 plus HP, 25 plus attack, defense, and 31 special defense. That is insane for 8K. And that's exactly what I was looking for. A super good budget breed like this. This is just phenomenal. Honestly, I could just keep this the way it is and just kind of like breed it into a Machamp and train it up and flip it. But man, it even has Mach Punch. Isn't that an egg move? Maybe not. But man, this is an incredible. Oh, it has Bullet Punch as well. Incredible Machoke. Man, I'm literally just in shock. For 8K, this is just insane. But for the point of this challenge, I do need to actually breed it at least once, turn it into an OT Machop, and then breed it up into Machamp. It actually feels so terrible to breed this that I think I'm not going to. I think I'm just trying to look for a different Machoke. Like, this is already such a perfect UT, meaning an untrained Pokemon that just needs to be EV trained to be a competitive Machamp. Yeah, I'm not going to touch it. It just feels bad to even worry about that, so we're going to do something else. All right, this is a much better breeding option, although this would be a really expensive Ditto is kind of my concern. I would have to get a Ditto with 31 speed and then tons of defenses, but that is an interesting option. Honestly, I think I'm still going to go for it, and then worst case scenario, I might just end up having to, I don't know, I'm not even sure, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, if I plan to brace the HP on the Machamp, maybe it's not so bad. Oh my goodness, 40k is crazy. Let's lower the special defense to 20 to be a more comparable thing. Still 30k. This is what I was scared of. I knew a Ditto like this was going to be super expensive, but we'll see if we can skimp on some stuff. Let's do 20 plus in defenses. 16k, 17k. This is much more reasonable. I think this 17k Ditto is probably going to be my best bet. I could save 7k or 6k and go for this one, but it has way worse stats, which I think is just super not worth it. So I'm going to go for this one. It's 17k. We're going to have to pay an extra 10k for the brace for the Machop and brace a 27 IV, which is a little strange, but you know what? I think we're still making some profit on this after selling it. Here's what the breed will look like coming out Patrouski OT. Everything is not braced correctly. I need HP brace on the Machop. One sec. And then bam, there we go. Fixed. Perfect. Let's go ahead and go through with it. And while we wait for that to hatch, we'll move on to the next Pokemon. Next up is the Victorybell line. Let's see. We're going to have to catch a wild Weepinbell and then evolve that up into a Victorybell. That's only a grass stone evolution, so that will be really quick and easy, thankfully. The biggest stopper here is going to be how long it's going to take to get a Weepinbell. It's an uncommon encounter. It shouldn't be too crazy, but we'll see how long it takes. All right, Weepinbell acquired. Let's go ahead and soak False Swipe Spore. For those who don't know, having a Soak Smeargle is fantastic for catching certain Pokemon like Weepinbell, which is a grass-type Pokemon, so you wouldn't normally be able to spore it, but if you soak it, turn it into a Water-type, you can now spore the Pokemon. The same way it works with Soak and False Swipe for Ghost-type Pokemon, where you turn them into a Water-type, and you can now False Swipe them. It generally just makes catching and everything way more consistent and helps out a ton if you're trying to complete the Pokedex, of course. All right, Weepinbell acquired. Let's check the stats really quick. Those are atrocious, but that's totally okay. We've had some really good luck so far. Give it a quick Leaf Stone, and there's another Pokemon completed, another entry completed in the Dex. We can actually see Victorybell go from blue to green. I don't know if it'll auto-update in the Pokedex or if I have to, like, click on something and reopen it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not updating yet. Let's see if we close this screen if it updates. Don't need Leaf Tornado. Nope. Let's see if we go back. See if we close the Pokedex and reopen it. Yeah, so it seems like it doesn't auto update. Cool little check. Yeah, now it's green though. All right, next up is the hardest one so far. The hardest Pokedex entry to get so far, Farfetch'd. Now I obviously can't breed it. It doesn't have any evolution. I don't have it caught OT. I just have to go for a rare encounter during the day/morning. So thankfully it is actually at that time zone, but we have to go Route 12 and or Route 13. I'm just gonna have to run back and forth until I get it. It's probably gonna take a while. Our Machop egg did hatch, by the way. It came out timid, which is terribly unfortunate, but you know what? Still not a big deal. Really good stats all around, so I'm super happy with it. All right, here we are at Route 13. It's day/morning. Farfetch'd should be somewhere in here. Luckily, you guys don't have to watch me run back and forth for encounters. I'll just see you when I get it. Keep in mind, I'm starting at 322 on the encounter counter. All right, honestly, not too bad. Didn't take too many encounters. I think less than 20. There's our Farfetch'd. All right, Farfetch'd catch rate is kind of destroying me. So this is one of the few times where I can actually use Ultra Ball and have it be super useful to add it to my Pokedex so I can later use Repeat Ball. Bam, there we go. Caught on the first Ultra Ball. And unfortunately, I've been waiting until after I caught this to cover up the good news with some bad news, or at least have the good news first and then have bad news after. I have some bad news. I made one of the noobiest mistakes in the world. It's not a big deal. It's not going to impact things too much, but I forgot that when you're trying to complete a Pokedex for a region, you don't just go off of the first 151 for Kanto. You go over to the Kanto Pokedex, and you have tons of things added. We see Snubbull and Granbull are two Pokemon that I need. We see Sunflora. We see, what else? There's tons of Pokemon Slowking that I've just been forgetting. So this is going to take a little bit longer than I expected, unfortunately. Not the worst thing in the world, but wow, honestly, there's quite a few more Pokemon added to this list. It's going to become quite the series. I was really hoping to be able to complete the Kanto one just in this one video, but look at this. I still have like 200, I have 193 out of 239, which means I am over 45 or so Pokemon away from completing it. That's brutal. That is way more than I expected, unfortunately. And due to that newfound discovery, I think that this is going to be a good place to call it. I do have 8 Pokemon prepared and ready to level, and that will all give me tons of Pokedex entries. So I have 8 Pokedex entries essentially in the bag, but then even with that considered, I still have a ton more to do. After that, I'll have around 38 left, so we're going to have to figure that out next episode. This was just episode 1 of my road to completing the Pokedex. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Dislike if you didn't, that's totally okay as well. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the Twitch link down below for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET generally. Discord is linked down below for updates on all my content. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, if I provided you enough hours of mildly entertaining background content while you grind the game yourself, that's right, I'm calling you. I know you do that. I do it too. I totally get it. Or if I've just helped your journey enough in PokeMMO, give you enough information, maybe some tips and tricks, If you want to go above and beyond, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and most importantly, PayPal/Venmo donations and everything, all that support really does allow me to stay full time, allow me to focus on making better and bigger content, and it's super appreciated. And anybody who does go above and beyond, your names are always mentioned at the end of videos like this. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and just have fun playing PokeMMO today. Peace, guys. Hey, thanks so much for watching until the very end of the video. I super appreciate that, and if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you so much for going above and beyond in supporting the channel, allowing me to stay full time, and trying to make the best PokeMMO content possible. Thanks again for watching.